Hey guys, it's me, Gigi, ang dakilang nagmamaganda, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I would just like to give you an update on my hormone replacement therapy because on this day, guys, March 8th marks my 3rd year anniversary taking hormones. Oh my god, this is making me really emotional because it's been a roller coaster of a journey for me to do this, and it took me a while before I got to decide to pursue my transition as a trans woman. And I'm just super amazed that I'm already here, and there has been a lot of changes already in the past 3 years in terms of my life, in terms of my physical appearance, my physical health, my mental health, and overall the way I see my outlook on life ever since I transitioned. So it's been one hell of a journey, and I'm just so happy to share this journey that I've had with you guys. I'm also going to be sharing my dosage, some tips for those who might plan on transitioning, and all sorts of things that might involve HRTs, if you guys don't know what that is pa. If you guys are interested to watch all of this, please do subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell. And once you guys are all done with all of that, please do stay and keep on watching. I remember starting my transition back then. Sobrang tagal na nun. It was March 2017. I already knew in myself that I was a transgender woman long before I decided to transition. But it's just that there were a lot of things na tumitigil sa akin from actually getting my first medications for transitioning. I was just so scared because back then, there weren't a lot of information as to how trans women are supposed to transition. And there are a lot of rumors as to what transitioning can affect your physical and mental health. I was shaken and scared that if I transition, it might have adverse effects in my life. It was at that point in my life where I was already looking for a sign for me to start purchasing my hormones. So me and my friend decided to get tested. And I said to myself that if I test negative for this, I would go to the nearest drugstore and buy my first hormones. I tested negative, me and my friend, and we both decided to go to Mercury Drug here in the Philippines and buy the Yan 35. So first and foremost, I'm telling you guys that I started this transition as a self-medicated woman. And a lot of my trans sisters out there actually pursue transitioning by doing self-medication. And I highly urge all of you guys to find a doctor for yourself because transitioning is hindi siya inuman ng cocktail and stuff like that. Ang hormones kasi, ang gamot na yan, hindi po yan parang candy. Kapag natripan mo, bibilin mo siya at iinumin. It doesn't work that way because hormones have a huge and drastic effect in your lives and it will eventually affect you for the rest of your life. Kaya dapat bigyan ng tunay na pansin ang ganitong klaseng transition by going to someone who has more knowledge about this. You can't just really consult another person and say na, oh, ito effective sa'yo, ito effective sa'yo. It doesn't work that way. It has to be someone who actually knows what they're doing so that you can get the best possible results for yourself. And eventually, I did find a doctor for myself because I did realize that it's best for me to find a doctor and check if the dosage that I was taking is right for me. So yun po, when I decided my transition, tatago po ako nagsimula. Diba? Nakakaloka. Kasi natatakot ako sa magiging reception ng parentals ko if I decide to transition. Bakit di ako payagan? And then eventually, they realize na may nagbabago po talaga sa akin. So that's how powerful HRT is. Like, hindi mo pwedeng itago yung epekto ng transition because lalabas at lalabas din po siya. Like my mom said, how irritable I became, how perky my boobs became kasi di po ako nagobra sa bahay. And nakita ng mom ko na parang, oh my God, bigla ka nagkaka-boobs. And pumapayat daw ako, mas nagiging malambot yung skin ko, mas nagiging babaihan yung figure ko. So you really can't hide the effects of transition. Ever since that very moment that I decided to pursue my transition, so many has changed for myself. And I feel really grateful that I actually pursued this for my life. So right now, physically, I can say that there's a lot of changes in my life. First and foremost, my skin really smoothened out. It's really going to clear out a lot of your acne and it's going to make the texture of your skin really smooth and not brittly as compared to biological males. A lot of people compliment me by saying that I don't have pores because HRT actually makes your pores very smaller and it helps the decrease of oil production from your face. Kaya when you start doing transition, some people experience dryness on their face because hindi na naging oily masyado yung pagmumukha nila. Ako kasi, kasi hindi na ako ganun ka-oily as compared to before, and that's why I don't have much acne build-up on my face anymore. If you touch my skin talaga, so touch my skin, charot. Sobrang lambot na po niya, and my boyfriend can really attest to that because my boyfriend loves touching me. Charet! Also, HRT does for our body is it reallocates yung taba ng katawan natin to make it look more feminine. I used to have big and broad shoulders, but right now, it's not as big as it was before. The shape of my face got a little bit more feminine, if you guys notice. Like, my jawline is a bit more rounder. My forehead has gotten a little bit smaller. Mas naging fresh po yung itsura ng aking face. And one of the most prominent things na napapansin ng mga transgender sa pagmumukha ko as I transition is the shape of my nose. Parang iba kasi nagtatanong sa akin, Ma'am si Gigi, nagparetoke ka ba ng ilong? Ang sagot ko dyan ay no. If you notice, medyo malaki yung ilong ko, ganyan. Pero ngayon yung ilong ko medyo patangus na siya. And it's because of hormones. And the fat allocation from my nose got distributed well for all over my face. It's actually just hormones. Also, apart from that, from your entire body, I think you're going to have more hips, rounder butt, and a smaller waist when you decide to transition. It's really going to make your body look more hourglass compared to biological men. For me, your boobs will really perk up. Parang ano siya, imagine siya, parang Mount Fuji na Mount Apo yung shape niya. Parang pag ganun siya. For the transgender women, they will have really full breasts with only through hormones. But to some, like me, medyo tatsulok lang po yung boobs ko nun. Pero nag-perk pa niya siya and nag-swell. The breasts that I have right now are actually from my surgery. It will really help your breasts get a little bit perkier through the help of HRT. Medyo tumaba din po ako because of HRT. I was really skinny before, but because of HRT, I got a little bit more fatter. But at the same time, it's not bad because women usually have higher fat percentage as compared to biological men. So, kaya nasaging babaihan yung katawan natin. And ano naman, wala namang pagkakamali po sa pagiging medyo mas chubby and everything. Mas cute nga yung pag chubby-chubby ka, di ba? Our muscles tend to proportion itself into a more feminine shape. Like, my arms got very smaller talaga. Like, ito po talaga yung pinaka-proud asset ko. Kasi girl, ang liit po talaga niya. HRT can really reduce your muscles po talaga para hindi po kayo bort ng borta. And we all know na we don't want to be as borta if you want to be babaihan. Ganun mga klase yung bagay. Also, there's a lot of changes when it comes to our hair production. Like, for example, sobrang kumapal po talaga yung buhok ko. Right now, if hawakan nyo yung buhok ko, sobrang daming layers po niya. And it's because of HRT. My hair wasn't as thick as it was before. Sobrang healthy din yung growth niya. Like, hindi po siya brittly, hindi po siya dry, and very fresh po ang buhok ko ngayon. My facial hair and my underarm hair got very thinner. So, thank God with HRT because right now, konti lang po yung tubo ng buhok sa aking kilikili. And yung konti lang din po yung tubo ng buhok ko sa mukha at saka sa baba ko. But it doesn't mean na it will just halt the production entirely. Like, up to now naman, tinutubuan pa rin ako ng buhok sa bigote at saka sa aking chin. I can safely say naman na hindi na po siya kasing kapal and kasing tigas po ng buhok na pinoproduce ko dati as compared to before. Physically talaga, nakakaganda po talaga siya, nakakababaihan. However, there are a lot of other transgender people who do not experience the same kind of effects that I have for my body. And you know why? It's most likely because mali yung dosage nyo. And that's why it's really important for you guys to have yourself checked with a doctor because the doctor will prescribe you with the right amount of hormones based on the current hormonal levels that you have in your body. A doctor would usually ask you first for blood tests. So, if I remember well, ang hihingin sa inyo is yung estrogen levels nyo, testosterone levels, and something that involves the kidney and liver. And the reason why the doctor asks that is because kailangan i-regulate ng doctor yung tamang dosage para mas maging feminine yung estrogen mo, mas maging feminine yung testosterone mo, and hindi maapektuhan masyado yung liver and kidneys mo. Because guys, hormones are actually a little bit kind of dangerous when it's not checked. Because these medications that I take, they're very potent. And pwede po siya maka-apekto ng liver po natin. That's why I'm getting myself checked with a doctor every time. So please do try your best to find a doctor that suits you. So ito po, kailangan malaman to, lalo na kapag kayo po ay taghinog. Charot. Mga sis, if you take HRT, for sure, yung libido nyo or yung libog, mawawala yan. Like for me, di ko na masyadong iniisip yung mga ganung bagay na yan. Babaihan na talaga. Charot. And also at the same time, what can happen is, you will experience erectile dysfunction. Kumbaga po, in layman's terms, hindi na po kayo titigasan. Charot. Yun po yung, unless you know, you force yourself to be erected. As for your voice naman though, sad to say, but HRT won't necessarily affect how your voice will sound. Throughout time naman, you can learn how to modulate your voice to make it sound more feminine, but there's no direct effect between HRT and how your voice will sound. As for my mental health naman, I feel like this is one of the most adverse effect when it comes to HRT. Sobrang nakakabili po kasi talaga ang HRT, guys. Like, di ko na po talaga siya i-sugarcoat. Sometimes it's really going to affect you in a drastic way. For example, the effect of HRT in my mood is that I get extremely moody to a point na I can't control my frustrations and anger anymore. And usually, I put that towards my boyfriend. So, I'm sorry, boyfriend, for being mad at you. Kasi sobrang heightened po talaga yung emotions natin when we take these hormones. But at the same time, hindi lang po yung galit ang naapektuhan po when we transition. Sometimes, it leads to depression, anxiety, mental instabilities, and all of those things. And it's emotionally distressing talaga ang HRT. Like, I think that's just what I really dislike about transitioning because before po talaga hindi naman ako maiyakin, hindi naman ako masyadong sensitive sa mga bagay-bagay. But now, the smallest things can make me cry and everything and can get me really, really affected to a point na hindi na ako gagalaw sa buong araw ko. That's why it's really important to get yourself checked talaga because it's your doctor who's going to tell you when to change your dosage and when to stop and everything because sometimes HRT can eventually make you feel really depressed to a point na mahirapan ka ng mamuhay sa mundo. And if you don't get yourself checked, that can really lead to a very fatal result. Kaya please, get yourself checked para alam nyo naman yung nangyayari sa katawan nyo every time you transition. Please lang, maawa po kayo sa sarili nyo. Kailangan nyo pong alagaan yung katawan nyo at lalo na yung utak nyo, guys. Endocrinologists are there to advise you on what to do in case, yun nga, those kinds of mental health disruptions happen during your transition. Sila po talaga yung tutulong sa inyo. Kaya wag po kayo mahiyang maghanap ng doktor para sa inyo. I also want to share my dosage to you guys. But please, just because I'm sharing you my dosage doesn't mean this is the proper dosage for you guys. Hindi sa pinagkakait ko rin, guys, ha. But I just want you to really be cautious with how you're going to proceed with your transition because it's really, really going to have a negative effect when it comes to your body if you do not have the right hormones. Right now, what I'm taking is Progenova. So, I take 1 pill a day of Progenova, which is an estrogen, and an anti-androgen, which is Androcur. So, ito po yung pinagsasama ko po habang iniinom po siya. And once a week, I also have an injectable that I inject sa aking leg. It's estradiol benzoate. Yellow po yung packaging niya. And I also take vitamin C. Vitamin C kasi also helps enhance the effects of HRTs. If you guys want to get this, I'm going to put it down sa description below kung saan po siya pwedeng bilhin. So, tingnan nyo na lang po siya doon. Sobrang grateful ko po talaga sa pag-transition ko kasi ang dami-dami po talaga nangyari sa buhay ko ever since I decided to transition. Like, I became more happy when I saw my body talaga as I transitioned. Sobrang naging comfortable ako sa sarili ko and naging mas masayahin ako ng tao because I get to finally live out my truth and share to the world who I truly am as a babaihang babae. So, if you guys want to transition, just make sure na alam nyo po yung ginagawa nyo and that you're not doing this just because of peer pressure. Make sure that you take time within yourself to decide on whether you want to transition or not. So right now, I'm going to add a small montage of the pictures that I have taken throughout my transition from the first month up to today. Tingnan nyo na lang po ang mga pagbabago and let's see if bongacious nga po ba talaga ang transformation ko. Yun po guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood ng aking transition update. It's really been one hell of a ride for me, and this has been one of the greatest decisions in my life, and I wish you guys are able to do this as well, because especially if this is what you truly want deep down in your heart, it's going to be really worth it. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video, and if you guys want more content such as this, just do comment them down below. So once again, my name is Gigi Esguerra, ang dakilang nagmamaganda, and I'll see you guys on my next vlog. Bye!